day 5 of the 12 days of Christmas, and today's design is this ticky-tacky Christmas tree design. So we're going to be using gel polish, nail foils, all the goodies. If you want to see it, keep on watching. So to get started, I am just going to wipe down my nails. They have been prepped. I did a Gel X on myself, an Après Gel X, and these are the sculpted long square tips. So that's what they look like. They have a pretty high apex for me, so I ended up having to do a little bit of finagling, which I'm happy to show you guys a Gel X application video if you want. There are tons on the Après Instagram page, but I got a tip from one of their videos that they were doing the other day with a sculpted set, and it helped tremendously because my nails are fairly flat, at least in comparison. Oh, this hand is just not my favorite right now, but this hand is going to be super gorgeous in not that long. So my thought for today is I want to do a Christmas tree inspired look with some garland. So obviously this is a wreath and these are like holly berries, but I want to get some green involved. I know we've done a nude set, we've done a purple set, we've done black. So I'm trying to go back to some more traditional colors, and I wanted to do something a little bit bright. So I'm gonna start with Ivy from the Gel Bottle Ink, which is one of the colors from their winter collection from last year. And this green is so cool. So it's kind of like it's got a shimmery finish to it, but it is a really nice Christmas green shade. So I'm actually going to put that on all of the nails. They're all going to be the same because I want them to mimic a tree, a Christmas tree sort of backdrop. So we're just going to paint 2 coats of this. Make sure to get it nice and smooth. 2 coats should be good, but since this is a very clear tip, when we get to 2, if we need a third, I will go in with a third, but usually 2 coats is plenty with these polishes. And I got it everywhere. I'm not used to coming down off of such a high hump when I'm painting my own nails, so gotta get used to that. But this was a really fast application. I soaked off all the gel that I had on my nails previously in that short coffin set from a couple days ago. So of course we went in with these, and this was super duper fast. So that's what the color looks like. And we'll just breeze through applying the color to the rest of these nails. Okay, you guys, so I drew out sort of my vision for this. These obviously are the nails. Excuse the shape and the horrible drawing, but we're gonna do some garland. We're gonna do a little bit of like a tassel garland, and then we're gonna throw some ornaments in there, hopefully. I'm still not quite done with the base. I do love this color, and I think it's beautiful on its own. If it will focus, there we go. I think it's beautiful on its own, but I want to put some transfer foil on top of it. So I'm gonna grab my foil and I will come right back to show you what we're gonna do. You may have seen this. It's a pretty popular technique, especially at this time of year. But I'm going to use this sort of like shattered green transfer foil to add a little bit of dimension to my background here. So I think my base should be tacky enough to just go ahead and kind of like dab it on there, but if it's not, I will certainly get into some foil glue gel. But yeah, I'm just going to use the dispersion layer here. It seems to be plenty tacky. So you can see that's giving it sort of like a multi-dimensional effect. It's got a little bit of a holographic finish to it, which looks really cool. So I'm just gonna go through and dab foil on all of these nails, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys about the very next step. All right, so it is looking super shiny and sparkly and awesome. But because we're gonna put something on top, I mean, truthfully, this would be really great just to leave by itself. But because we're gonna put more shiny things on top of it, I'm gonna go in with a coat of glass green. Okay, so this is a jelly green polish. This is from the Gel Bottle ink, but a lot of different companies have them. I know Luxa has a glass green as well. So I'm just gonna go in and do a coat of glass green right over the top. It tones down the hollow just a little bit, but still leaves all that really cool shifting dimension underneath. To me, that sort of looks like Christmas pine leaves, right? Like it just has a little bit of texture to it. Now, of course, if you wanted to use just a regular green polish underneath this, I don't think you would get, I don't think the shimmery green really adds much of a difference. So you could certainly use a regular green polish and not use the shimmery green if you don't have it. Personal preference. So how's everybody doing with their Christmas sort of responsibilities? Do you have your decorations up? Have you done any of your shopping? When you did shopping on Black Friday, was it for you? Was it for family and friends? Where are you guys at? Let me know in the comments down below where you're at on Christmas. I feel like this is going to be sort of a last minute Christmas for me. I got my decorations up super early, but I haven't bought a single gift. I haven't made a card. I haven't even put myself in that mental headspace of like, when are we going to go see lights? When are we going to go, do our movie marathons? What are we going to do? I'm just lounging around a lot. Thinking, quarantine and pandemic really has everything on hold mentally for me, but I am enjoying the decorations in my house being up super early. So let me know, where are you guys at? Are you guys ahead of me? Are you guys with me? Anybody struggling? I'd love to know. Now, I have really got to learn how to polish with these high apexes because holy moly in my cuticles. I am definitely gonna have to get in there and clean that up with a cuticle bit. But this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these into the light to do a full cure, and then we'll come back and hit the decorations. All right, so this is what they look like when they came out of the okay, out of focus, super cool. Let's get in focus. Very nice. So I'm gonna go in with some of this Gelexer foil gel. This I like because it's inexpensive and it's easy to get your hands on. You can get it from like a local nail supply shop if you have one, and a lot of places sell it online, but it also is very effective. And I'm gonna take a dotting tool that's got two different sized dotting heads. This one's the bigger end. This one is the smaller end. So I also am going to use this little flash cure lamp. So it's got a small LED light in there. And the reason I'm going to use the flash cure lamp is because I want these dots on this garland to be touching each other, but not spread into each other. So obviously gel follows gel. So if you do it and you don't cure them in between, they will kind of spread into each other. So I'm just going to boop, drop a dot down, flash cure it really fast just so that it holds in place. I'm just going to leave that on. And then I'm going to go in with the opposite side of my dotting tool and put a small dot right next to that big dot. and flash cure it. This is potentially going to be pretty tedious, but I'm hopeful that the result is worth it. Okay, so before we get too far along in this, because this is totally experimental, I'm going to give it a full cure and I'm going to apply some foil. I also wiped over this nail with a little bit of alcohol before I started, because either you want to either do that or you want to matte top coat it, because you don't want the foil to stick to the dispersion layer in the nail that you just cured. So we're just going to pull that out and see what we've got here. Okay, it's not bad. I think my small dots can be a little bit smaller. So that's what I'm gonna try and do from here on out, is make my small dots just a bit smaller. And you know what? While I'm talking about it, I'm gonna wipe the dispersion layer off of all of these, because if I don't do it now, I certainly will forget. All right, back at it. Okay, so we have our first level of garland down. It's a little hard to see because there's so much reflection, but that's what it looks like. Also put it on the thumb. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna use some regular gel paints for this next part. I'm gonna do some ornaments, some tassels, and a few more sort of just sparkly bits. And yeah, so I'll talk you through it as we go step by step. So the next products we're going to use are two buttercream products from Light Elegance. I'm going to use silver metallic buttercream for the strings of the tassel, and then the hollow butter bling for the tassels themselves. So I'll show you a picture of sort of what I'm trying to achieve. I'll put it on the screen there. But we're gonna put some of these tassels on our quote, quote, tree. So I'm gonna start with this as my string, and then I'll hang some tassels from it in this hollow butter bling color. So I will show you guys what we're gonna do once I get sort of the placement of my loops on here. So I'm gonna take a, I might not use this liner brush. It might be a little bit long for what I'm looking for. I'm gonna go in with my fine lace brush from Johanns, which is thinner and frankly, more importantly, shorter, so that I have a little bit more control over what I'm doing. But I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna kind of crisscross some of these garland pieces. So I'll go up here, come down, and then I'll come up over this side and give it another loop, come down, you know, and I'll kind of drape it like you would on a Christmas tree. So I'll show you what we're gonna do. And you want to think about where you want to place the tassels themselves, where you want them to hang. So in relation to your already existing garland. So for this one, I kind of want the tassel to be off to this side. So I'm going to give it sort of a nice swoop there to hang from. And then we'll drop this other side. That wasn't as low as I wanted. Okay, and then I want these to look like they're connecting. So I'm going to start the next one around the finishing point of the first one, bring it up over, and then drop it across. right, so there is the string for our garland, our tassel garland. So now we're gonna go in with the hollow butter bling and draw the tassel portion. You want these to be really thin strokes so that you can see a little bit of the separation. And I may come back through with a little bit of white. This isn't, you know, guys, this isn't giving me the total effect that I want. Let me try something else. So instead of using the butter bling, which I think might just be a little bit too thick for what I'm trying to achieve here, I'm actually gonna go in with the gel polish. This is Ola Hollow from the gel bottle, and it's their silver holographic polish. So I'm gonna try this instead because I think I'll be able to get thinner lines with it, get a little bit more control here. Because I do want you to be able to see the individually drawn lines. I think that's a big part of sort of the tassel effect. So let's try this, see how we get on. Okay, that is a lot more of what I was looking for per se. So you can see, if it'll zoom in close enough, you can sort of see those individual lines there, those strands. So I'm gonna go ahead and cure that before it bleeds into itself because gel polish does run. So you wanna make sure that you cure in between. Just a flash cure, doesn't have to be very long. Tassels are done. So I'm liking how this is coming along. It's definitely giving me sort of like a ticky-tacky Christmas tree vibe. We'll see. We'll see where this ends up. It's sort of an experimental phase right now. I like it so far. I'm not totally sold yet, but I like it so far. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw some ornaments and stars in, let's see, some blue and red maybe will be my colors. I feel like those are sort of like, that rounds out the traditional Christmas color scope. So I will just sort of fast forward through this part. I'm gonna use some more foil and probably do a couple of sugared ornaments as well. I've got this holographic glitter stack that I might use. So it's got obviously a blue here and a red there. So I may use those colors. I may dip into this gold. I'm not entirely sure. I might even go purple. It's a tiki-taka Christmas tree, you know, we're just gonna go with it. But the amount of shine coming off of these puppies is something to behold. So let's dive right in. So the ornaments are on the tree. It's a little hard to make them out. So when I go add my stars and things, I'm going to give them some accents, outline them a little bit in some white and black, just so that they really stand out against all of the metallicness of the background here. So hopefully that achieves the goal. But again, I'm taking my fine lace brush here so that I can get some really nice close detail. And I'm just gonna outline some of these. Clean up my shapes. Make sure everything looks okay. Hopefully that's in focus for you guys. Okay, so I outlined and decorated these ornaments, and they're a lot easier to see now. They stand out quite a bit more. So I'm gonna go in with the silver metallic and just give the ones that we can see the top of, give them little hanging pieces so that they don't look like they're just sort of off in space. So I'm just gonna draw little squares up above them, very, very small, but I feel like it adds to the look of them being ornaments and not just random obscure shapes on the nail. That one's hanging from the tassel, so that one's okay. And go ahead and give that a quick cure. Close up all your products so that you don't accidentally cure anything. I have done that before. It is very frustrating. Shout out to Starbucks on the tea. All right, so once that's finished, I am gonna go ahead and top coat these because I want to put some sugared stars on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I will glossy top coat these because I mean, if you do a shiny holographic nail, right, that's sort of the point, is for it to be really shiny. So I'm gonna go in with my top coat and just seal everything in, especially those foils. You just want to make sure that you've got a good coat over them so that they don't peel or chip on you. So got to make sure I seal around the edges really nicely. You could put down a layer of builder gel if you wanted to, like a builder in a bottle, to just even this out a little. Sometimes like these garlands and the ornaments and things, they do feel a little bit raised off of the nail just because there's a product and then the foil on top and it's sort of pooled in a shape. But because this design is going to go bye-bye after one day, I'm not going to worry too much about that. But if you have you know, any issues with sort of feeling that raised texture, you don't prefer that feeling, you could certainly do either a couple of coats of top coat, or you could just throw down a layer of a builder gel or a hard gel just to make sure everything is nice and even. right, so I think I changed my mind. I went ahead and matted one of these out after I added my stars, and I think I really like how it looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and put matte top coat on the rest of these so that they don't look like just a bunch of holographic Christmas vomit. There's nothing wrong with Christmas vomit. I think it's really cute and can be really nostalgic, but I do not want Christmas holographic tinsel vomit on my nails. So we're just gonna go ahead and top coat and we'll see how we like it when it comes out. But we're just about done with this whole design. I think it's cute. I think it's, you know, it's a little something different. So there's the glossy, obviously, next to the matte. You tell me down below, which one do you prefer, glossy or matte? I like the matte because I feel like it allows you to see all of the detail in the ornaments and the background and everything. So when it all comes out matte, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I went ahead and did myself a favor and put on some cuticle oil because, you know, these cuticles are going through it this month. And this is the final look. What do we think, you guys? I like the matte. I think that was a good choice. This shape is super cool. I like the apex on it. I feel like it's just a really sleek look. I definitely need to get better at painting this shape because holy moly, that apex creates quite a bit of a different feel when you're painting right there down by the cuticle. But the background is still, you know, multi-dimensional. The ornaments look cute. The garlands are adorable. I'm getting ticky-tacky Christmas tree vibes. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but hopefully you are as well. Hey, thank you guys for watching. I know this video is going up a little bit tardy, but I'll have another one for day 6. We'll do something else on this shape, and then we might change the shape after that. But hopefully you guys liked this video. If you guys recreate these nails or you try any parts of this design, let me know. Tag me on Instagram. Make sure you guys are following me. And if you haven't seen the previous 4 videos to this one, check them out. I will leave one somewhere on the screen so that you can find it. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye.